What's up, boys? We got Evan Cool. What's up? What's up, Jack Montague? What's up, Ricky Slidgeback? That's a cool name. Wonder how this will play out. We'll see. The code is back. Rayvon Velas. What's up, bro? We got Big Roll 72. Not first. Nope, you're not first. Curry Bow. What's going on, Noodles? What's up, Curry Bow? What's up, Sane? Big Roll. I beat Swag Kage. Have you, though? Madara kind of slams. Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Happy 2024 Noodles. Happy 2024 to you too, Rayvon. What's up, Robbie? Reaper Death, the man who thug hunted Jay on his own stream. What's up? Listen, bro. I told him before the stream what was gonna happen, and he was fine with it. He even says it in that stream. Space. Also, hello everyone. What's up, Space? The Blue Wind. Waffle Man here, though. I think Sukuna wins because of hacks. Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Los Lanes. Noodle Man. The God tier. What's up, bro? Your average holy bayonet man. What's good, Noodles? How you doing? I'm doing great, brother. The goat has survived or has arrived. Yep, I'm here. What's up, Tyron Tyler? Made it just in time. Have you seen a YouTuber named Gritty? I think you might enjoy his Naruto verse battle. I have not seen him. Jared Bowen, you're the best Naruto debater. Hey, we're about to prove that in how many days is it? 10 days? In 10 days we'll prove it. When's the next vid, Pasta Man? As soon as the swag debate's done, the Itachi video is going up. But me and Clyde are gonna have a collab out probably before the swag debate. So we're gonna do Ukiora versus what the fuck? I probably even shouldn't say it. Ukiora's in the video though. Noodles is all tip, no shaft, and the lopsided sack. $10 from Chronicler. Appreciate it, bro. It's fucked up for you to say though. How did you convince Swag to debate you? I asked him repeatedly. um, yeah, basically he just agreed after a while because I don't know why he agreed. You'll have to ask him that. At first, I thought it wasn't gonna happen. To be honest with you, we'd been talking about it for months now, literal months. So I actually didn't think it was gonna happen, but hey, it's happening. Hold on, check DMs from Surfbone. What the hell is Surfbone DMing me? My character isn't showing up unless that's intentional. It is not intentional. I don't know why my character's not showing up. Yeah. For some reason, it's disappeared, Surfbone. You broke it, Surfbone. I don't know why you broke it, but you did. Guess we're going without him today. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it. Alright. $10 from Ray Lukes. Are you actually going to box Jay in July, or was that just said in the moment to mess with him? Happy 2024, by the way. I sincerely don't think anything like that will happen. And for me to do that, I would have to fly out to Colorado, bro, to go box some random fuck. Like, I know I would whoop the shit out of him, but we'll see about that. I told him let's do it at a con, maybe. And maybe if we did it at like an anime con, I would have a reason to go because he's too scared to debate me. Like, what's my confidence that he's actually gonna show up? If he's too scared to debate, what proves that he would be down for physical conflict? Thank you. I got some sloppy joes. I got the video prep to go, and we're ready to go, boys. Man, I can't find my TV remote. What are you going to debate Swag about? We're going to do Sick Itachi versus the Six Paths of Pain. Do you still believe in multi-Madara scale? It's contentious. I'm hoping JJK can get an upscale. Hey Noodles, what's up? It's Ion. Let's say an MS user can break Tsukuyomi. Does that mean he has that does he only have less than a sec to break it? It definitely is less than a second, yeah. Itachi can cast Tsukuyomi at less than 1/100th of 1/1000th of a second, as stated in the novel. Yo, I've been here for a long time. Just caught you live on a time I'm not busy. Yo, Noodles. Oh, that's awesome, bro. I appreciate you. I'm glad you could finally make it. Noodles, don't debunk the upscale. We need this, please. I'm banned from your server. Stop getting fucking banned, buddy. Appreciate the $10 from you guys, by the way. All right, y'all ready to get into this? We're gonna see what the, because I'm pretty sure that he mentions the 5 Kage in here versus Sukuna, and he mentions Madara in here. So we'll react to both arguments and see what he says. Let's get right into it.
Long ago, the head shinobi from every one of the top 5 villages teamed together against the strongest enemy to shinobi kind in history at that time, Madara Uchiha. They were the 4th Raikage A, 3rd Tsuchikage Inoki, 5th Mizukage Mei, 4th Kazekage Gar, and the 5th Hokage Tsunade Senju. All of them were strong enough to face down against the strongest shinobi in the world, whether they were the highly acclaimed Akatsuki, or even the world-ending, demonic, and pure abominations of chakra known as the Bijou. In this hypothetical, let's take the 5 shadows of Naruto and pit them up against a different antagonistic force of nature, the strongest sorcerer in all of history from Genjutsu Kaisen, Sukuna.
Why do you call him the 5 shadows of Naruto? The fuck?
As I said before, these 5 shadows tend to scale towards the top of the elite ninja in the world, before things started to get wonky during the 4th Great Ninja War's climax. The Raikage with his version 2 lightning cloak can reach the speed of light with his lariat, potentially even while suppressed, going by the Naruto databooks, and can straight up brawl with an 8-tailed beast back in the day while he was much younger. Even Karing during the 5 Kage summit notes that he has chakra rivaling a Bijou, and the only Bijou she's seen is Killer Bee transformed into the 8 tails. There is some contention with this light speed, as there is a moment where Tsunade and the Raikage are transferred to the battlefield basically across the continent with a light speed transfer jutsu. And when you see them, Tsunade has cuts, and it is stated really only the Raikage could survive being transferred like that. However, this doesn't mean they actually don't fight at light speed, because it's different when someone bursts light speed, say maybe even like 8 meters or something, compared to being thrown at light speed across the continent.
Yeah, like the headquarters that was like located in the war was all the way across, like inside of another like land. I forget what land it was in, but it was like across the whole like Naruto world, basically. Like when you see the Ten Tails destroy the Shinobi headquarters, he like fires it like halfway across the planet and like blows it up. So yeah, I mean, it's multiple countries, maybe a continent, even multi-continental away. Like it's a extremely far distance. So yeah, like the people that try and downplay the Raikage and Tsunade for this doesn't really make much sense, because it's stated that they can fight at the speed of light, and there's multiple scans at the Kage summit that prove the Raikage himself is the speed of light, like the light speed samurai. How he's like, do you think the random samurai that can use the light beam slash are just faster than the Raikage? Hell no, they're not. So yeah, I mean, like you can basically just chalk it up to stamina. Like, why would the Raikage want to run all the way to the battlefield? Like, even if he could hypothetically run the whole way there at light speed and get there in the same amount of time, can you imagine how much chakra that uses, you know? So
the way
turn yourself up and Seth down. Okay. Let's turn this video down. Let's increase this right here. All right, how does that sound, boys? That sound much better? Hopefully that worked. Did you guys hear what I said? Sounds better? I had my mic far away from me because I'm eating a sloppy Joe and I don't want to sound like a fat ass on the mic. So, that's why. But you know what? You guys are just going to have to bear with me. It's alright, but not good. Maybe turn up my gain a little bit. How about that? Hello? 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 Is that better? It's good. $10 from Ray Luke. Gotcha. Last J question. So if he's actually willing to box, would you actually do it? Would it be streamed or recorded? By the way, volume is good now too. I mean, yeah, I'd be down. It's just like a problem of flying. Like, bro, he lives across the country from me. Like, we talked about it in DMs. Like, I live in the far right side of the US, and he lives in the far left side. So, for us to set this up, there has to be some kind of turnover for me. You know what I mean? I have to be doing this for a reason. So, if I did do it, it would 100% be streamed. But I don't know what the fuck's going to be going down in July. We'll talk about that later. I got way more important shit to do right now anyway. Like, I got the swag debate on my mind. Fuck Jay the Great. He's a pussy. Like I said, like, I don't even have any confidence that this guy is going to show up. He's too scared to even debate. Why would he show up for anything else? You know? But yeah. A physical confrontation? The fuck? Maybe.
Different factor. It's also different when you consider stamina. Can
for
someone
Noodles
go
ASMR.
at light speed for 8
Appreciate the
miles,
$10
or
Ray
can they
Luke.
go
You
at
got
light
$20.
speed for a couple speed for 8 miles, or can they go at light speed for a couple feet at a time? This is a similar argument that was used for Goku, where he was crossing Snake Way, and the calculation for his speed would be much less than what we see when it comes to the obvious light speed or above lightning level attacks, such as these characters blowing up the moon in a matter of seconds. It was just a obviously way different fact when it comes to their actual amount of distance they can travel at those top speeds.
Yeah,
This
I agree with the
8-tailed
argument.
beast that Karin sensed could help the 9-tails later create an explosion so massive that you could see the curvature of the earth around it, that some would calculate would level continents, with Bijou even on accident being able to vaporize mountains out of existence and threaten the stability of the globe. They all eventually even coalesce into a world-ending enigma known as the 10-tails, which can also threaten the entire world, is a piece of Kaguya, the end boss who can end time spaces. It's safe to say that these things are pretty powerful. The 8-tails and 9-tails also briefly battle said
Just talking about
10-tails,
some
which
basic
gave
Bijou
Obito
scaling right
Uchiha,
now.
the leader of the Akatsuki at the time, so much chakra he could make a tree that eclipsed the heavens faster than lightning, which some would tell you would require so much energy to actually do that, you could argue it would take more than to destroy an actual moon. Even the 10-tails just yelling would rip
kinetic energy,
continents
I've seen the
apart,
count
and while
for
the 8-tails is by no means its equal, it's a pretty significant portion of its energy. This becomes very consistent as later we see Madara launch a multi-meteor combination jutsu called the Tengai.
I don't really think the 8-tails is necessarily a significant portion of the 10-tails. Like, the 9-tails could body the 8-tails along with the rest of the Bijou. The 9-tails may be a significant portion, but the rest of them are just fragments of it.
Shinsei, where he rips materials
on how
from
you
outer
define
space, which could
significant, I guess,
possibly
though.
extend all the way to the asteroid belt at light speeds, and sends a meteor that almost eclipses the horizon to those looking from underneath, and then launches it at you. This attack is something Anoki uses all his
Isn't the Sega
powers and
Six Paths
efforts with a
universal with
jutsu that turns
statements?
objects
Yeah, he
light,
is.
catches, and then eventually stops, with a little
Quite
help from
casually.
Gaara's sand. This attack and the way it is
Like,
launched
to put it to you this way, I know this is irrelevant to the video, but Hagoromo, even when he was like a dead spirit man that resurrected himself with like a fraction of his chakra, gave fragments to Naruto and Sasuke, and with that amp, they beat the shit out of like the strongest Kaguya in the entire series, even stronger than the Kaguya that he had fought when he was young. Just like this old like spirit version of Hagoromo, not like alive prime 10-tails Hagoromo. Like, this is a Hagoromo that took the 10-tails out of him, died, resurrected himself, and like eons later comes back and like gives Naruto and Sasuke some chakra. That amp he gave them was enough to beat the shit out of Kaguya and do extremely well against her. So yeah, I think he scales the Kaguya. He fought her for 3 months even when he didn't have the 10-tails. Who knows how much training he did after that. And there's the statement that he can create everything in creation. There's the statement he can turn everything in a creation into nothing, you know, with the creation of all things type statements. Naruto's Sage Six Pads mode that was gifted to him by Hagoromo was stated to command all things in nature. So yeah, there's lots of statements to prove that Hagoromo is universal.
would also require energy to level continents easily, and many calculations would agree with this. Of course, Anoki wouldn't scale to this attack fully, as even Madara was going to get squished into paper by it, and
How about
Anoki
now,
just turns the
Surfbone?
meteor light rather than, say, contesting its full energy output, per se, but it goes to show that he can still handle something like that with his jutsu and tactics. He also possesses a jutsu called Particle Style,
Yeah,
which can be
Anoki's
further
OP.
amped to a massive size that is...
I'm curious how he deals with particle style in this video. like how he's going to talk about like how Sukuna deals with particle style, like
Almost
complete
rivaling that
vaporization on an
jutsu
atomic
called
level.
He'll handle something like that with his jutsu and tactics. He also possesses a jutsu called particle style, which can be further amped to a massive size that is almost rivaling that meteor in size, that turns everything into particles, atomizing everything inside of it. Even Madara's massive Susanoo platoon could be deleted by it, and he casually summoned the Tengai Shinsei earlier with almost no effort. Other Kage, such as Tsunade, also possess the ability to hit harder than the Raikage and heal others as they get attacked by Madara, with Gaara able to block many of Madara's attacks and Mei able to fight alongside them. Albeit probably the least useful one, she possesses AoE Acid Mist Jutsu and can even cast Kekkei Genkai such as lava onto people. Inoki and A can then further amp each other's speed by having A turn lighter to the point a character named Mu, who is being possessed by Kabuto, just sees him blink out of existence. They even seem to slam Madara.
I don't know if that's much of a feat as it is just an artistic thing, but yeah.
Although Madara isn't going all out, Mu and Kabuto should be observing him in full. All in all, it's a very powerful squad, with them being able to reach light speed at their tops, and a bit beyond that with Inoki's assistance. And
I think you can argue they're FTL plus just based on the fact that you know, the random fucking samurai from the Kage Summit can strike at the speed of light. Mifune can attack at the speed of light. Darui can attack at the speed of light. So unless you think like, which I mean, it could be the case, like Darui could just be as fast as the Raikage, but you know, it doesn't really make that much sense to me. And I know for damn sure those samurai aren't. Like Sasuke was beating the shit out of the light speed samurai at the Kage Summit, and then immediately got bodied by the Raikage. So I think they're pretty easily argued FTL plus. How high in the FTL? That's more arguable. I think they're just vaguely FTL. So yeah, I think saying their light speed is fine, but it is a little bit downplayed.
And going from anywhere from fighting guys that can blow up mountains, possibly threatening entire continents. So
the samurai aren't light speed though. All right, buddy. I want you to tell me what this feat is real quick. Let me go to my Twitter real fast. You tell me what you think this feat means. Let me scroll down through my post real fast. Sorry, I gotta stop the video for this dude in chat saying they're not light speed, but it's gotta be done. Let me look up Noodles. The hell? All right. Damn. You can see me shitting on this random poor soul. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Wish I could find it quicker. If anybody's got it, DM it to me. It's like the data book statement or whatever about the Lightspeed Samurai. Hold on, I know where to get it from. Hold on 1 second, boys. I'll have the scan on hand any other time, but when I'm on stream, that's when I struggle to find it, of course. Yo, how do we get a Kakazu debate with you? Not right now, but maybe later. The Kakazu debate with me. Twitter doesn't want to work either. Come on, man. Aha! I found it. I knew I would find it. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. So, first things first. This is Mifune. Can you guys read this? Like this little section right here? Like if I just open this image up a new tab and I just really zoom in on it. In fact, let's really focus in on this part, okay? Beam of light. I wonder what Mifune is doing there. Well, let's see. Let's see what he's doing there. What's that random samurai in the back doing? Oh, hold on. Before we get to that, see this data book page for this samurai? This is what it says. The light speed sword becomes a flying slash and attacks the enemy. The blow matches the swordsmanship of Kurosawa and Mifune. Kurosawa is Mifune's blade. The light speed sword slash. Beam of light. This fucking random samurai in the background is using the same attack as Mifune, and it says in the data book that they're light speed. Okay. Now, we're going to go back to the video now since you wasted my time, and I just had to prove that to you. Apparently, I got to turn down the video a little bit more. Why is my desktop audio so loud? Maybe if I just keep that up and then do this. All right.
Deal with that.
There we go.
Is even worth Madara's time to begin with if he can't deal with the squad that got victimized by him in one of his most suppressed iterations we've ever seen. This is actually a pretty important discussion to have.
Fake panel. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not fake.
An unwanted and detested child into an era of the most vicious sorcerers, Ryoma and Sukuna rose to prominence and became the most powerful
Shut the
Genjutsu
hell up.
sorcerer to have ever lived. No longer even being perceived by those around him as human, and more akin to a natural disaster.
Yeah, I had to give him the quick little... Hold on, let me listen to what the hell they're talking about right now.
Best iterations we've ever seen with the squad that got victimized by him in one of his most suppressed iterations we've ever seen. This is actually a pretty important discussion to have.
They lost to the weakest form of Madara.
Born an unwanted and detested child into an
Cursed
era
valor.
of the most vicious sorcerers,
I know
Ryoma
this
Sukuna
man.
rose to prominence and became the most powerful Genjutsu sorcerer to have ever lived. No longer even being perceived by those around him as human, and more akin to a natural disaster. He tore through the entire Golden Age, which was known to be where Genjutsu was at its peak, a time when the entire power system of Jujutsu Kaisen was revolutionized. And this guy didn't just climb to the top, he single-handedly body slammed the entire era. Fighters such as Oda, who was capable of boxing with Yuda Akatsu, a modern-day special.
This dude said QB Amp Samurai. Mifune can do this attack in base, motherfucker. He doesn't need to do this attack like this. He doesn't need to. He can use this attack anyway. And they were using the techniques. See these like slashes right here? They were using these same techniques at the Kage Summit when they weren't fucking amped. When they weren't amped. If I go back to the Kage Summit, they didn't have any Ninetales Cloak. The Ninetales Cloak probably just makes them even faster than light. Like, do you think a random Ninetales Cloak samurai is going to be that fast? Look at this. It's even showing the samurai from the Kage Summit, bro. It's not even talking about that QB amped one. Please stop opening your fucking mouth and interrupting the video. You don't know what you're talking about.
Great
God damn, bro.
Tried jumping the King of Curses with an entire clan of sorcerers and lost so badly, she's left shaking just sensing his presence. Well, while in a nerfed state, Sukuna was capable of absolutely obliterating the special grade disaster curse Jogo. whose
Didn't that
maximum
Batman
meteor
sped you
could
only
turn
get
an entire
five viewers
town
on
in
your
all
stream?
four
Yeah, he was fucking
directions into
gapping.
ash and
I told
dust.
you.
With Sukuna even mocking Jogo for not bringing out an even stronger technique in the form of domain expansion. When Sukuna eventually recovers most of the rest of his power and is able to go toe-to-toe with Satoru Gojo, someone so powerful his birth made
This
everyone around
editing
him
is clean as
stronger,
fuck.
with the Six Eyes and the Limitless Curse technique, he was considered to be the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of the modern era. Modern era sorcerers include people like the previously mentioned Yuta Akatsu, who was ranked special grade. Special grade
Who would lose
sorcerers,
to the
bare
5
minimum,
Kage,
are
probably.
capable of single-handedly beating entire nations by themselves. Considering nations are often armed with nuclear weapons, you could argue special grade
Nuke
skill for
level?
this. Rip Hunter x Hunter.
Oh,
Another
nuke
special grade
level!
sorcerer
We
is
just...
Yuki Tsukumo, who, during her fight with one of the main antagonists of the Culling Games, Kinjaku, was capable of turning herself into a literal black hole after manipulating the concept of mass itself, in which it stated that if Yuki hadn't suppressed its range, she would have destroyed the entire planet. This
Ooh,
ability,
Planetary.
surprisingly enough, shouldn't even be her strongest technique and is probably weaker than her domain expansion, which is universally known to be the ultimate.
Valerie saying JJK's Planetary lowball right now. Like, this chick is like not even using her domain expansion, which is, hey, let's read some of these statements. Expansion. I'm assuming this comes from like a data book or something. The culmination of Jujutsu by expanding a domain. Domain expansion, an innate domain imbued with a cursed technique. It is the act of embodying cursed energy. After the deployment, the cursed technique will have a sure hit effect. Yeah, this is just talking about that. Culmination, as it said, that it equals the end. It consumes an enormous amount of cursed energy, so there are some disadvantages, as difficulty in using a technique after deployment. The curse manipulation technique, Maximum Uzumaki, damn, you talking about Naruto right now, combines all the cursed spirits I absorbed into one and hits my opponent with super condensed cursed energy. That's talking about Kinjaku's domain expansion, but I know every domain expansion works different, and it could just be the case that some of those are super hacks. They don't have to necessarily be physically stronger than, like, I know this doesn't count for Gojo, but like Gojo's hollow purple, for instance, let's say another character had the hollow purple, that could hypothetically be stronger than their domain expansion, but because the hacks that the domain expansion has, it could just be better still, like, even though it's not as strong. Does that make sense?
Ultimate technique a sorcerer can perform. Domains, by the way, are extremely powerful, and not just in the sense of, damn, this hits real hard. I mean, it's an ability that gives JJK insane cross-verse power and can make fights that were previously unwinnable into
Chat's
absolute
going crazy,
beatdowns.
right?
A domain expansion is an area constructed from your cursed energy and your mental landscape.
What do you say?
Is an previously unwinnable into absolute beatdowns. A domain expansion is an area constructed from your cursed energy and your mental landscape. It's a separate space that traps your opponent inside, and as long as they are inside, any and all attacks are guaranteed to hit, known in Jujutsu Kaisen's universe as the sure hit effect. So powerful is this.
I wonder about this black hole feat where it says it's gonna destroy the world. Like, it reminds me of like the Nine Tails turn the world to ash statement. I'm not saying that it's wrong, because I'm not for sure about the context of JJK or if it's consistent or not, but you know, a lot of people have disagreements with the Nine Tails turning the world to ash, and I understand why. I do actually think this statement's correct, so I'm not going to doubt it here, but who knows, there might be some inconsistencies or something like that inside of JJK that cause people to believe that that statement may be taken too hyper literally. Like, destroying the world, you could just destroy the surface of the entire world, like destroy the Earth's crust, and that just be multi-continental to like small planetary, and that would technically destroy the world, you know, because the world can be defined to be society, it can be defined to be the actual planet, but destroying the surface of the planet would kind of fuck up the planet, the like actual planet itself too. So if you destroy the planet, like the whole surface of it, I mean, that is in a way destroying the planet. You don't have to absolutely obliterate the planet like Piccolo did to the moon in Dragon Ball Z, but you know,
That the attack literally hits you before it even exists in reality. To kind of give an example of what this would feel like, imagine being in a boxing ring and getting rocked by
sounds
a
a measurable
punch before the
speed.
guy's fist even moves. The damage is essentially coming before the attack, which, if you really wanted to glaze JJK, you could interpret as some basic levels of manipulating causality itself, like some overpowered trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! with the only methods.
We'd have to see exactly how domain expansions work, whether or not they're just reality warping or like time hacks or something like that, before you start talking about it being a causality hacks. I'd need to see more context on like how the ability actually functions before I would just go out on a limb. Now he did say if you want to glaze it, so he's just taking like a high ball, which is fine, but you know, that's why I would be kind of questionable of it, because it could just be on some reality warping shit.
Of escaping being to overpower it with your own domain expansion, or to have no cursed energy and escape. But in this case, there is no escape, as Sukuna has no restriction based on you having cursed energy, and can target literally anything he wishes, with attacks that hit you before they even exist, that can possibly chart through all of existence itself. And all of this is inferior to Satoru Gojo by far.
This editing is really good. I love how this like panel is like floating, bro. Look at that. That actually looks clean as shit. Whoever edited this did a really good job. Its target was not Satoru Gojo. It extended all the way to space, the existence in the world themselves, so as to cut them. This is talking about Sukuna's like reality slicing attack that he used against Gojo.
Possibly chart through all of existence itself. And all of this is inferior to Satoru Gojo by far, with Gojo being stated to be the strongest modern sorcerer to date, with Kinjaku feeling scared for his life just by being in Gojo's general vicinity without Sukuna holding his hand. Literally, right after he survived a point blank.
It could have blown up the whole world, but your barrier blown up the world does seem a little bit like, I don't think they'd just be lying about this. They wouldn't just be saying this to say it, you know? I think it could just be Planetary. I know people would probably be pissed about that in the JJK fandom, but you know, because for some reason they like to downplay their own verse. But if it's literally saying it can blow up the world, like, are they just lying about that? Like, obviously it's not going to blow up the world because they can't destroy their whole setting that they've created for the story. It's like the same reason Naruto's planet can't get destroyed by, even though there's numerous planetary statements, they're not going to blow up the world because it has the whole, like, Land of Fire, Konoha, everything that they've set up in the story to that point has been there. So why would they blow up their setting? It doesn't make sense. It would be a really bad move on the story wise. But if then that like narration or who's ever saying this, I'm pretty sure this is like Mahoraga. I can't tell. Is that Sukuna? Who is that? Is that the Mahoraga? It kind of looks like it. Might be Sukuna, but either way, this is like chicken scratch. Who the fuck drew this? Kage is not a good artist. I can't even see that face, bro. What is that?
That could potentially nuke the entire planet from existence.
Kinjaku.
In the season 1 TV animation guide for JJK's anime, which is the primary canon, it's stated that in the manga, Gojo's domain created a universe in which the season 1 director, Sung-Hoo Park, thought wasn't actually enough and wanted an even more godly depiction for Gojo, altering the appearance of his domain. More godly than showing this guy possibly generating an entire universe? That's quite the insane statement. Sukuna not only goes on to defeat Satoru Gojo.
It is, until you realize that it's just a hacks. Now, the hacks is really good. Like, that hacks is good, don't get me wrong. Like, it's really OP, especially for, like, cross-verse or shit. But it's not as impressive as a lot of people make it out to be, in my opinion.
But Gojo then himself even admits immense inferiority, saying that he was glad he could die to someone stronger than himself, as if Sukuna was so strong that it...
Spoilers for the JJK people in here who haven't read this chapter yet. I already know about it, so that's not going to bother me, but there's some pretty bad spoilers coming up.
Fulfilled Gojo's entire life purpose.
But he did not create a universe in his domain expansion. I know the arguments for it. It's because it states he's creating like true infinity inside of there, right? And like they see this infinite void, but like what's actually in a void? Nothing, right? Like that's what it is. It's a void. Now there's infinite information going into their mind too, so that might just be mind hacks, though. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's also the statement where like the hollow purple is combining like infinite negative and positive energy and putting it together. You know, there's a universal argument there, but you know, these statements are kind of hard to quantify just for the fact that, like, that amount of energy, like negative and positive energy being combined, doesn't actually necessarily mean it has to have infinite attack potency. Like, I would still need to see it destroy someone that either has universal durability or can generate universal area of effects, like can blow up like a universe like Goku in Battle of Gods. I would like to see some more solid evidence in that, because there's lots of infinite statements in Naruto, but infinite generally can mean a lot of things. Like, it doesn't actually just have to mean like true infinity or unending. Like, if you look up infinite, right, it says limitless or endless in space, extent, or size, impossible to measure. A space or quantity that's infinite. Yeah, you know, stuff like that. But either way, limitless, you know, it could just be extending infinitely, shit like that. But yeah, I mean, it can be universal plus. It just depends on how consistent it is in the verse. But yeah.
To defeat Satoru Gojo, but Gojo then himself even admits immense inferiority, saying that he was glad he could die to someone stronger than himself, as if Sukuna was so strong that it fulfilled Gojo's
Goddamn,
entire
chat
life
is popping
purpose.
off.
Combine this with the volume summary stating that if Sukuna recovered his entire body, he could destroy the entire world as we know it, then you could safely say that Sukuna could destroy the planet or has the attack power to do so. Some try to safely say
that statement real quick. Demon Realm Sukuna have been lost and scattered about. Should any demon consume Sukuna's body parts, the power they gain could destroy the world as we know it. Fortunately, there exists a mysterious school of Jujutsu sorcerers who exist. I'm pretty sure it's just that world part. Yeah, I mean, another destroy the world statement. More consistency for Planetary, I suppose. So yeah, maybe Planetary.
Recovered his entire body, he could destroy the entire world as we know it, then you could safely say that Sukuna could destroy the planet or has the attack power to do so. Some try to be skeptical when it comes to Akutami's usage of world as we know it and suggest that it could potentially just be referring to society and not the actual world, and that's a valid skepticism to have. It's more probable here, though, that Akutami actually just means the planet. Numerous times in JJK, characters will talk about world-ending threats with the appropriate level of damage. For instance, Tengen was a threat to society, as if they evolved, there was a fear they would merge with all of humanity.
Kinjaku, the sorcerer who once Toshikamo and is now inhabiting the body of Shigeru Geto. Agito, I think his name. That name suggests compassion, salvation. Give me a break, Master Tenjin. Why do you look like that? I may be immortal, but after 500 years, you look like this too, for real. 12 years ago, after failing to merge with a star plasma vessel, my aging accelerated and my self-awareness as an individual diminished. The very world became myself. So there wasn't another star plasma vessel. It's still kind of unclear what he's talking about world in that statement. Guards aren't immortal. His objective is to force the evolution of all human beings throughout the land of Japan. We heard that. Why does Kinjaku in turn of Japan? He lacks the curse to do that. Triggering an evolution curse technique and official the meta the merging of the merging of humankind and me. Wow, it seems like he's talking about world with humankind. I wonder. The very world became myself, merging with humankind. It seems like he's talking about humankind and world in this context then. Like he's talking about the society definition of world.
Humanity, hence Kinjaku's master plan during the arc. But with Yuki's black hole, Kinjaku knows that the world would be destroyed in reference to the physical planet. The statement on the volumes also uses the same wording that Kinjaku did for Yuki's planetary attack. So this statement is probably a similar level of validity as the Nine Tails in Naruto Databook 3 being able to turn the world to ash, which many Naruto fans will use for a planetary Nine Tails. This is also later confirmed in further databooks such as Databook 4, where KCM2 Naruto's Bijou bombs are planetary, and there's even further evidence in Boruto.
This statement says earth-shattering destructive power, so it's a lot more specific and specifically says earth, not world. So it says earth-shattering destructive power. And then this one literally says the Nine Tails has enough power to blow up the earth. Like it says he can blow up the earth. So blowing up the world does sound pretty good. Like, I mean, it sounds similar to this statement, but again, it uses the term world, so that just makes it
Shonen
more
magazine
vague.
guides,
But
and so
it's
forth.
fine to me. I don't have any
As
actual
for
issue with
speed,
it.
Sukuna being able to keep up with and dodge the attacks of the strongest sorcerer
See you
from
later,
the Edo
Loco.
period, Hajime Kashimo. In his curse technique, he can shoot out electromagnetic waves and can alter the frequency of his own body to create whatever phenomenon his curse energy allows. Electromagnetic waves are generally considered to be fields that move at almost the speed of light. sometimes about half as fast, sometimes around 99%
Peace
as
out,
fast,
Tempest.
and in a vacuum are just as fast, with them moving in the atmosphere at just 99% the speed. Due to this, heavily fatigued, nerfed Sukuna dodges this at point blank to the point that it's calculated to move anywhere from 1.1 times to 5 times the speed of.
Okay, so if it's an electromagnetic wave, electromagnetic waves do move at the speed of light. So do gravity waves. So do other like forms of radio waves, because they're on the light spectrum and things like that. Electromagnetic waves do move at the speed of light. So if you did dodge one, I mean, hey, no problem from me if they're FTL or not. But again, this still just kind of like, if this makes him FTL plus, he's still in the same range as the 5 Kage, still within that same category. So it's not like he's speed blitzing based on this.
Light, even downplaying. This is also supported and made further consistent by Kinjaku, another powerful sorcerer that is far inferior to Sukuna and even Gojo, who Sukuna can apparently bully at full power, being able to pull away from Yuki's black hole. To be able to do this means Kinjaku is at least traveling faster than light.
No, that is not what that fucking means. Hold on, let me listen to that again.
Kinjaku, another powerful sorcerer that is far inferior to Sukuna and even Gojo, who Sukuna can apparently bully at full power. Being able to means Kinjaku is at least traveling faster than light, since to escape a black hole's Schwartz radius, you need to be at least faster than light. And
that is not how that works at all. Real quick, just to describe to you, in fiction, you don't actually have to be faster than light to escape a black hole. What if you're just strong enough to resist the gravity of the black hole? Is that not possible to write in fiction? Is that not possible? Like, couldn't you just be physically powerful enough? Sound is dropping? I said, is it not possible to just be strong enough to resist the black hole? Cutting out hard. What's going on with my mic today, man? Mic is giving me technical difficulties. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, boys? What's up? Can you hear me? Sound is good to me. How's it sound to you boys now? That sound okay? Sound fine to you? You guys can hear me all right? Perfect. We got 127 people in the chat right now. What the fuck is going on? You guys are going crazy. $5 from Chronicler. The FTL stuff waves is hotly debated because the guy also used sound wave, and it's vague on which one Sukuna dodged. See, I didn't hear that he used sound waves. What I heard was that he used electricity, and that actually tagged Sukuna or something like that. And if he used electricity, like, again, like, this might just be the fault of Kage for producing, like, conflicting feats like this. Like, if he puts, like, electricity or sound waves in the same sentence as electromagnetic waves, they're two completely different speeds. So it does allow for some, like, try refreshing. Is Noodles some type of challenge? What are you guys talking about? Yeah, but, like, if they're just putting these two things... Yeah, rejoining worked. Okay, yeah, if anybody's having sound trouble, go ahead and, like, click off the stream, exit out, and come right back. It'll fix it for you. That's what people are saying in chat. Anyway, just refresh the stream. It'll fix itself. Yeah, if they're, for Dancer Chronicler's question, if they're putting, like, electromagnetic waves and sound waves or electricity, like lightning, like, speed attacks, like, all in the same character, and they're making them all use, it could mean that either... all of the attacks are just as fast as the electromagnetic waves, even despite the fact that they're supposed to be slower in reality. Like, it could just be the case that these attacks being enhanced by cursed energy just makes them faster in this verse. Like, you can just enhance electricity. It's like the same reason, like, lightning style in Naruto can be faster than light, right? It's because it's being enhanced by chakra. It's not just like normal lightning. It's obviously enhanced by chakra, so it's moving at the speed of light. So yeah, I mean... It could just still be light speed. That's definitely possible, but it does open the door for there to be inconsistency there. So that's kind of Gage's fault for writing it that way. He should have clarified more for sure.
Just for a bit of monkey brain scaling, you can kind of see the light being sucked into Yuki as Kinjaku pulls away. You could point to this somehow being inconsistent because other high tiers are only Mach and speeds, but that's not actually true. Maki was blitzing Mach 3 Naoya after grasping freedom, and no one else but Gojo, Sukuna, and Kinjaku really scaled to this light speed level of speed.
Yeah, it's just bullshit to say Kinjaku does because of that black hole feat. That's just completely wrong. Like, if you say Kinjaku is faster than light because he resisted the gravity of the black hole, why is that not just a lifting strength feat? Could that not just be the case that he's just powerful enough, like he's planetary and lifting strength, and he pulls his body away? Like, it doesn't look like he's moving particularly that fast when his fucking face is being stretched out. Like, we go back a little bit here. Like, look at Kinjaku's face. Is he moving fast here, or is he just physically resisting the black hole like a Chad? Maybe not like a Chad, but he's resisting it at least. Kage shit ain't 4D. It's a fucking time space, bro. So yeah, I definitely don't agree with this faster than light argument here with freaking Kinjaku at least.
Kinjaku is at least traveling faster than light, since to escape a black hole's Schwartz radius, you need to be at least faster than light. And just for a bit of monkey brain scaling,
his face is being spaghettified. He's physically resisting it. Yeah, exactly.
Pulls away. You could point to this somehow being inconsistent.
Light speed is a standard for top tiers in JJK. That's not how scaling works. You can't just say something is a standard. Like, unless people scale to this level of speed, that's unless you have feats or statements that prove it, can't just say it's a standard and this would scale. Being massive, the difference between massive hypersonic and light speed is a lot, bro. I think you need to realize how many orders of magnitude faster they would have to be in order to deal with something like that.
Only Mach and speeds, but that's not actually true. Maki was blitzing Mach 3 Naoya after grasping freedom, and no one else but Gojo, Sukuna, and Kinjaku really scaled to this light speed level of speed, the three heavy hitters of JJK. Not only that, but Kage, the author of
was that little note right there?
The three heavy hitters of JJK.
Judging by recent chapters, Yuji Yuta, Higuruma, Higuruma, why is his name that? And many more arguably do now.
Not only that, but Kage, the author themselves, actually makes fun of this concept.
Sonic skills up for
Goku. A fan asks, "You went from infinite to Mach?
Look at his editing."
And Kage responds with, "To all of you thinking that, I agree with you." And they just agree that it was pretty stupid.
That's really funny that Kage admitted that.
In the past, as a final note, many of you are probably aware that I made a video called Kakashi vs. Gojo, in which I said I would probably go with War Art Kakashi or Dual Mangekyo Sharingan Kakashi, being above Gojo in terms of power. Even the author of JJK themselves at the time thought Gojo wasn't on the level of Kakashi. The reason that doesn't matter for this video is, for one, and most obviously, Sukuna in his true form is just stronger than Gojo. Not only does he beat him in a fight while suppressed and nerfed, but when Gojo, massive spoilers, loses, he just gives him the
Schwarzschild radius is how small any mass has to be compressed to be a black hole. The event horizon is the light speed barrier, Noodles. Yeah, I know it is. It's the event horizon. Man, don't listen to a damn thing Curse Valor said about that black hole earlier. He didn't even know the difference between the Schwartz radius and the fucking event horizon. I didn't even catch that. Light and the event horizon is where light starts to get stretched out. It can't surpass the event horizon. That's why it becomes a black hole, because not even light can go past the event horizon. So, you'll DM me something later? All right, yeah, bet. So yeah, that whole black hole section was just dumb as fuck. Besides the fact that it might destroy the planet, but even that's questionable.
The craziest meat writing session of all time about how Sukuna was holding back and just having fun with him, basically. Gojo even uses Black Flash during this fight that amplifies his powers by the power of 2.5 times, which is like a Dragon Ball Potara fusion level punch. I'm not joking. And Sukuna still wins the fight without doing anything like that, and is nerfed. But secondly, Kage could be referring to many forms of Kakashi, such as DMS Kakashi that could kind of overpower and bully a time-space buster like Kaguya in brief scuffles, and could also be referring to Boruto Kakashi, who has much more chakra than he did in original Naruto, and even strong fighters like Kashin Koji. Loki thought that Kakashi was just too much trouble and couldn't just blitz and one-shot him and then get away or something. He'd then go on to fight Jigen and Ishiki, who obliterated Naruto and Sasuke in their 6-path states. And
when did Kakashi fight Ishiki? What? Am I missing something, or did that never happen? Did he even fight Jigen? I don't even remember Kakashi fighting Jigen, bro. Did Kakashi fight Jigen or Ishiki? Did that ever happen? He's talking about Kashin Koji. Oh, I see, I see. I know Kashin Koji fought Jigen. Yeah, Kashin Koji got beat the fuck up by Jigen, though. Yeah, he fought, Kashin Koji got lost to Jigen, but yeah.
As adult. And while not
And I'm pretty sure
one-to-one, it's
Jigen
clear
was
Kakashi
weakened
is
going
sort of
into that
a
fight as
vague
well.
term, and we don't know
Yeah, he was weakened because he just got done fighting Naruto and Sasuke, so he doesn't even scale to Jigen at all.
exactly what they mean by this. It also could be a bit outdated, as the author might have realized they want the verse to be stronger than they originally intended, and this is implied by them going from Mach 3 being jerked off to black holes being launched after fans complained in like a few chapters after. So how would the fight go? For starters, it's pretty apparent that Kashimo and his mythic Amber Phantom Beast Curse technique state is just a better 4th Raikage. Faster, probably stronger than Kinjaku, and
It's faster. Mythical Beast Amber reconstructs flesh and like the one thing I've seen so far for why or whoever this character is, his name Kashimo, yeah, he converts himself into energy. The one thing I've seen is that he shoots electromagnetic waves, which are light speed, so he's light speed. And then there's the feat of like Sukuna dodging him, which is like between 1 to 5 times FTL. If that's the case, then there's no reason he would be faster than the Raikage. The Raikage is faster than the light speed samurai. So, have you not read JJK? Not yet, no. Kashimo has been calced to be light speed or FTL. So, yeah, I mean, they would just be similar in speed. It's stated that the Raikage can perform the lariat at the speed of light, too. He's 99% the speed of light, greater. He's faster than the Raikage, question mark? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think he's faster.
Sukuna just weaves a web at him that can apparently cut through him either an infinite distance at faster than light speeds, or just chops through time-space like Kamui in a massive undodgeable range.
I mean, I do agree that he could totally do that. Like, if you say that, like, he's FTL plus, right? He's vaguely FTL plus. The Raikage is too, so they're similar in speed. And if he just used his reality cutting attack that he cut all of, like, Gojo's space with, he probably could just, like, cut the Raikage in half. Like, he has no way to resist a reality warping attack. That'd be like saying he could resist Kamui or something like that. So I don't think he would be able to resist Sukuna's attack. I don't think any of them really could. Like, maybe Tsunade could heal herself because she survived, like, getting pincered attacked by Madara's, like, Susanoo swords. Like, she got her whole, like, half of her body cut in half, but it, like, nearly killed her. So I do think if, like, Sukuna got off his, like, reality cutting attack, it probably would affect the Raikage and all of the other Kage. My only concern is that, like, what if... Because, I mean, he bypassed the limitless with it, so we have to consider that. Like, that's basically bypassing an infinite space, right? So, if he's able to do that, he should be able to do that to the rest of the Kage as well. But what if, like, Inoki fires, like, a particle style and completely vaporizes his entire body on an atomic level? Could he regenerate from that? I know he has regen, but could he regenerate for something of that level of destruction is what I would wonder.
Meaning it's pretty clear Sukuna is just going to, and I'm not joking, make a giant Kamui fly swatter and kill all the 5 Kage in one attack, and they can't do anything to stop it. Even if you somehow argue that the Raikage is too fast and might be able to dodge it somehow, Sukuna has a domain expansion that basically makes speed completely irrelevant, as his attacks then hit you before they even exist instantly no matter where you are in his range. They sort of just spawn on your coordinates, which is implied in the Jump Math lecture.
Say this is the lesson / review with the math professor Takano-san. Hino-san was actually his academic advisor. Actually, the two you had checked the formula and worded in Jujutsu Kaisen. Thank you for that. No, that's not all. My daughter and son are big fans. Jujutsu Kaisen, me too. Thanks for letting me read it. In Jujutsu Kaisen, how do they fight under established constraint? Is one of the fun of the battle and do of it. Math is considered, then a question has arisen. Akutami sensei won't actually explain the math of all Jujutsu, right? So I grade... Man, this is really weird translation. Grade 2 Master of Math. I'm just seeing if this is, like, saying what he says. As Awasaka said, if the damage given is input X and the damage received is output Y, the larger the X is, then the Y becomes smaller. In reverse, the smaller the X is, the Y value becomes larger. However, by that definition, the rule is or the rule is can only be applied in a specific domain. He was someone who has a technique with such formula. I don't need all this shit. Basically, the domain expansions do actually equal a sure hit, right? Like, it basically says if you're inside of my domain, my attacks, I don't even have to aim at you. My attacks are just always going to hit. It's kind of like when Itachi was firing his God, this thing is hard to say. The Yamatama Matasaka beads, is that what I think they're called? The Yamatama Matasaka beads. He throws them at like Nagato's Chibaku Tensei, and he says you don't even have to aim because the gravity will just pull it in. It's kind of like that, right? It's like because you're in this weird like reality, and I'm the one who like controls it completely, like how space works in this reality. I'll just always hit you. And it doesn't matter if you move or not. Like, I'm just gonna always hit you. So that is the case. Like, he could just activate his domain expansion and use his cutting attack. The question is, can he do that? Can he activate his domain and use his cutting attack before Inoki just like particle styles his fucking dick off? Like, is that not a possibility too? I'm not for sure. Especially like if he tries to fuck around for a little bit, because Sukuna usually likes to play with his food like Madara does. And that could actually end up being a problem for him, because if he tries to like fuck around and doesn't go straight to his like cleave ability or his reality warping ability, he might just get completely vaporized or maybe even sealed by Gaara sand or something like that.
And unlike most domains as well, Sukuna doesn't require a barrier to do this. He doesn't have to trap his enemies in an area, nor does it require his opponents to have cursed energy even if you weren't equalizing the energies of the verses. It's a unique trait that he actually possesses. And Sukuna, while suppressed, then even survives multiple hollow purples, even one at 200%, and it just singes his body rather than annihilating the area it touches. These hollow purples may be the attack that is stronger than Yuki's mass manipulating black holes that can even destroy the planet. Attack that destroys his body rather than annihilating the area it touches. These hollow purples may be the attack that is stronger than Yuki's mass manipulating black holes that can even destroy the planet. We also know, based on Gege's remarks and the remarks of Miguel and JJK, that purple seems to crush space like a Kamui from Kakashi and attacks time-space itself to a degree,
like
turning whatever it touches into a negative and imaginary mathematical value. Not only this, but if the Kage have no surefire way of putting him down even in one attack, he's gonna regenerate like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball, even if his brain gets obliterated.
Alright, this is what I want to say. Nonetheless, just like Gojo, he took enough damage to his brain that opening a domain was impossible. Uh-oh. Maybe his regen ain't that good? What if, like, Onoki just vaporized his brain? I don't know. His unlimited void struck Sukuna. Nonetheless, just like Gojo, he took enough damage to his brain that opening a domain was impossible. This basically means that the Tsukuyomi would also, like, affect Sukuna, because it's an infinite nightmare realm.
And then adapt to any move on a truly infinite scale, not even exaggerating, and become completely immune to any attack infinite scale, not obliterated. And then adapt to any move on a truly infinite scale, not even exaggerating.
As for my attack, it was able to recognize dismantle. Both occurred after the wheel on its back is turned. Is to adapt to anything and everything. This is the anime statement. I'm assuming that because, like, I agree that the Mahoraga probably can adapt to an infinite scale because it adapted to Gojo's infinity. So yeah, it is the case that it probably would adapt. It's kind of like that Doomsday type monster where it just keeps adapting to everything and regening over and over. And it does have really good regen as well. Like, I mean, I saw the anime scene where the Mahoraga fights Sukuna, and man, is that fight crazy, for one. But for two, I'm not for sure how I feel about it, because like at no point does the Mahoraga ever get completely erased like it would against particle style, especially on like an atomic level.
And become completely immune to any attack or almost concept like he did against the true infinite point sphere from Yorozu with 0 difficulty. Even things as simple as adapting to the concept of cut are on the table here. The Kage will be hard-pressed to even survive a Sukuna.
I wonder if it could adapt to concepts, though.
Just doesn't toy with them. Their best bet is maybe sealing him, but based on his probable power scaling, this is unlikely. That being said, Sukuna versus Madara is a much better fight, so let's get into it.
Okay, so he basically said that Sukuna could just kill the 5 Kage in one hit. And I'm not going to disagree with that, because I do think that if Sukuna decides to just use Cleave, and like if he ever gets his domain expansion up, he will actually just reality warp slice all of the Kage in half. So maybe, but if he fucks around, he could get vaporized, he could get sealed. And Sukuna is notorious for playing with his food to have fun. I mean, look at the Jogo fight. Like, he literally was like, Jogo, I'm going to fight you, and I'm going to beat you with, like, your own fire technique. Like, he's basically just, like, fucking around with Gojo or Jogo the whole time. Even Gojo, he doesn't go all out immediately, or ever. He doesn't even go all out in a fight. So it's, like, rare if we see him just start off with the cleave ability. Like, he uses the cleaves, but he uses the small ones. I'm talking about that big cleave he used against Gojo. It took quite a bit of time for him to, like, come up with that. Now, if he can... Now, it took him time to adapt to the Infinity, that Gojo's Infinity, and come up with the, like, the reality cleave attack that he cut across all of Gojo's, like, domain. So I'm wondering if he can do that permanently now. Like, he can just do that in the future, or if that's just, like, a one-time thing where, like, he needs prep to do it. I'm not for sure. So, Sukuna since day one fucks around. Yeah, he does. So, it really depends on how Sukuna approaches this fight. If he can just come out there and cleave, I mean, he'll kill all of them. Like, he will just cut them all in half. So, and his, like, reality warping attacks are just really OP anyway. Like, what if he just, like, slices his hand down at Inoki's head and just immediately cuts off his head because he's relative in speed? That's possible to happen. It is. So I'm not going to say that, like, Sukuna won't win, but I think they're pretty fucking relative.
Like Sukuna, the Ninetales has similar world-ending statements and helps Naruto take down guys who can...
Could you argue Sukuna has resistance to deconstruction or vaporization abilities in a way? Especially if you also argue Purple Void can erase on an atomic level like particle style. Yeah, I mean, if he resisted Hollow Purple, which I'm pretty sure he does. I haven't actually read JJK. Then yeah, he probably would be able to resist particle style. They probably should have brought that up in this video. It seemed like they didn't talk about particle style very much. He won't pull out the dimension cutting slash immediately for sure. Yeah, he might not need that, but like in the same breath of him just using one attack to like cut the Raikage in half, or if he gets lucky, he hits Inoki first. But after seeing that, they're immediately just gonna attack him. So he's got to be paying attention to one character while Inoki's firing a particle style at him. So it really just depends on who's going to land first, in my opinion. So, and even then, like a lot, like Tsunade's useless, Mei's useless, because if they damage him, he'll just regenerate. Maybe even tank their attacks because he might be planetary and they're not planetary. So even the Raikage probably can't even hurt him because he's only scaling to the Biju and he's not even planetary. So really, none of their physical attacks are going to hurt Sukuna that bad. If the planetary scaling's accurate, of course. Like, I'm not for sure if it is, because world could just, in fact, mean society. Like, that is just a possibility. But if we give them the planetary scaling, it makes it a lot better for Sukuna. So, Noodles, does anybody in Naruto have a counter to Sukuna's reality warping slash? Even Kamui was even working on Kaguya, but any of the characters like Kaguya, Jubidara, probably Jubito, they all were able to like regenerate from like getting cut in half and shit. So they would probably do what the Mahoraga did and keep regenerating after getting cut. That's probably what would happen. Like if you cut Madara up into bits, he would probably just come right the fuck back. You know what I mean? Because like when Sasuke cut him in half with Chidori, he just completely regenerated his body. If he pulls out the Malevolent Shrine, the Kage are dead. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? If he pulls it out. If. It's like who lands first, right? Sukuna can also damage the soul like a truth-seeking orb, so that may help. Well, his cleave attack would work anyway, right? His reality-cutting attacks would work, so even if he's damaging their soul, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Killing them's killing them, so... Limbo clones are just going to be a problem no matter what, even if he can hit them. Getting jumped is rough. Yeah.
Time spaces I mentioned earlier that have at least a planet and a moon inside, and possibly even stars. The Ninetales is the main force behind the multi-continental calced Biju bombs during the war arc, and can even help Naruto contend.
World does mean society. They usually use planet when referring to planet-busting attacks. It can mean both. Didn't Kaguya not regen from Kamui Raikiri, though? Because She would have regenerated from it, but that was like the ending sequence where like Kakashi like comboed the fuck out of her, and then she did regenerate. Actually, she did. She got her like arms comboed off, but at the end, like she has her arms firing at Naruto and Sasuke, so she did regenerate. But yeah.
And against Obito, who is that possible planet-level
Kage
god
did
tree
get
calc
sealed
I
right
mentioned
after
earlier.
it happened.
Madara,
so
in terms of speed,
it really
can
didn't even give her much
easily
time
react
to regenerate.
to Naruto when he's using Kurama's chakra, when he's going all out, easily blocking one of his clones and reflecting its mini Bijou Bomb with Uchiha Reflection.
I'm really
and
wondering
QB
how this Madara
Naruto
fight's gonna
was
go.
able to perform a similar feat as Sukuna reacting to Kashimo, but arguably a bit better with certain interpretations, as he blitzes around the Raikage, not only using a light speed attack that is considered his max speed.
This is Lightning Cloak 1 Raikage. That's not his max speed, but this attack is stated to be light speed. So I don't think that max speed Raikage is light speed.
Okay, not only using a light speed attack that is considered his max speed, but a full power version 2 Lightning Cloak version of the Raikage that may rival Minato from back in his Jonin days if you look at the data books.
I hate the Jonin argument, man. It could just be Kage Minato, man. It could just be the Kage Minato. No, I meant the Kamui Raikiri specifically, which we can see from the ceiling scene. She never regenerated that slash from her shoulder down, but yeah, maybe she didn't have the time. She literally gets sealed right after she gets Kamui Raikiri'd, bro. So it's like, there might have just not been enough time there to regenerate.
The current Hokage version, but at least the Jonin version.
Near light speed or light speed. It's stated, okay, the translation that says almost light speed is a mistranslation. It doesn't say almost, it says speed like light. So it says he's traveling at speed like light. And considering the literal random fuck samurai can slash at the speed of light, I think it's valid to say like light just means he's running at the same speed as light. So, yeah, I think it does just mean light speed.
Could react to unruly A.
Like, the light speed samurai got blitzed by Sasuke's Amaterasu. The Raikage was perception blitzing that Sasuke in Lightning Cloak 1. So he's actually just faster than light speed, even in Lightning Cloak 1. Like, the way the Amaterasu works, you just need to focus on somebody, and it'll ignite them. You have to have the perception to see somebody, and it ignites them up. The Raikage, while holding back, literally in Lightning Cloak 1, was moving so fast that Sasuke's eyes couldn't even focus on him. So yeah, and right before this, Sasuke casually was blocking those light speed samurai. Like, they're literal light speed attacks that they were sending out at him. He just blocked them all with his own sword. So I do think the Raikage, even in Lightning Cloak 1, is light speed.
In the past at point blank and teleport away. These calcs for Naruto blitzing around full speed Raikage are anywhere from a few times up to 72 times, depending on who you actually ask.
The 72 times calc is not actually correct. Funnily enough, I hate to say this, but Swag actually debunked it. Oh, man. Yeah, Swag actually debunked it. There's a major assumption in that calc that the Raikage only moved like 2 inches when he actually moved like 20 feet. So, like, all the way to the wall. Like, this wall you guys see him punching right now, that wasn't factored into the calc. So, he's not actually 72 times. Luckily, I did a calc that was 50 times speed for Minato. So, for all you people that say I don't like Minato out there, I literally did a 50 times calc for when he dodged the Raikage when he was a Jonin. So, there you go.
It is heavily debated about, so do be careful when you talk about that. But it's safe to say it's bare minima at least similar to Sukuna dodging Kashimo, with the Sukuna feat being arguably actually downplayed due to the distance he actually dodges, more than likely being much further, but a bit unquantifiable due to the limitations of the manga and the way the author tends to draw it. We're gonna have to probably wait for the anime to really get a full gauge of this.
I think they're both
just vaguely
though,
Madara's
FTL.
just fighting a much faster and stronger Naruto, so those higher...
My calc even assumes the Raikage is moving at light speed when he's a Jonin too. So, like, it's just assuming that, like, because he was... Why I made that assumption too was because the lariat is stated to be performed at the speed of light, and the Raikage's been able to perform the lariat since he was a Jonin. So, I basically made the argument that, well, if he can perform the lariat back then, he should be moving at light speed because he was going at his top speed against Minato, and Minato still dodged him in such a time frame that it made it like 50 times FTL. So it is still an assumption, but it's like an assumption with evidence backing it up. You know what I mean? So you can argue they're 50 times FTL, but at a baseline, they're at least FTL plus.
Interpretations.
And also, like, Sukuna was holding back when he was fighting Kashimo. Like, he's not even in his strongest state or anything like that. He's literally, like, weakened. So you can still argue they're both just vaguely FTL.
Of those earlier
FTL plus,
calcs
my
are
bad.
easy to digest. So in all honesty, Madara should be faster than Sukuna, unless you think Gojo moving into Prison Realm, which has no time, is actually a speed feat, which would give him inaccessible speed or a level of infinite speed, which Kage himself may have actually implied. You have to remember, all of Gojo's attacks are...
You went from infinite to Mach. Are you okay? To all you thinking that, I agree with you. No. Just moving in a timeless realm doesn't inherently give you inaccessible speed. Could just mean you can just resist time hacks or some weird shit. It might just be that the realm... Like, it's like those people that argue because Naruto is put in this, like, a timeless realm right now, that means that he could have inaccessible speed. Like, unless they're just doing it like they're moving in those realms through sheer speed, and it's explicitly stated that they're able to move through no time through their speed, it's pretty hard to prove people are inaccessible. Noodles, get a screenshot of that. That is amazing. It is really funny.
manipulating time and space, and he is a rival, if not superior, to full power Kashimo, who shoots light speed attacks casually, if not far surpassing them with his other moves. If this is the case, Sukuna just blitzes Madara and chops him in half, makes him the next waffled one with his beyond infinite scale time-space ignoring fly swatter. In terms of scaling as well...
If Sukuna has inaccessible speed, yes, he does body at, like, alive Madara. Like, maybe not Ten-Tails Madara still, because Ten-Tails could regenerate, but he would kill most other versions. Edo Tensei Madara could probably regenerate as well. I don't necessarily agree he's got inaccessible speed, though. I'd need to see some feats and some context to justify that.
The black hole move that Yuki made is actually above planet level, with calculations for this black hole actually reaching a level in the 10 to the 35 joules range, which, for those that don't understand, is actually enough to destroy massive planets and almost dwarf stars.
Hold on,
is actually
let me see what
a
the
level
hell he's
in
saying.
the planet level, with calculations for this black hole actually reaching a level in the 10 to the 35 joules.
Black holes possess extreme density and immense gravity. Neither those nor even light can escape. In terms of density, imagine the Earth shrunk to the diameter of 2 centimeters.
Range, which, for those that don't understand, is actually enough to destroy massive planets.
Okay, I would love to see this calc, but yeah, I'm guessing that because it's like, if you like scale down the Earth to 2 centimeters, that's what it would be, or something
almost
like that. I don't know
dwarf
how they're
stars,
calcing this.
let alone
This is
just
insane,
the Earth,
though.
like the Ninetales is honestly wanking with just vague databook claims. With Madara
Yeah, this shit's crazy, bro. he's going off the deep end now.
reaching this tier, if you really stretch his scaling to Kage, who may be able to nuke sort of a solar system-sized realm.
It's a time space, so it's 4D. It's a 4D realm, and there's lots of things that suggest it's universal in size as well.
Or if you think they're scratching...
Oh, look at that. Hold on, look at the
may be
statement
able
he
to
posted
nuke
right here.
sort of a solar system.
The youth is frightened by the infinite depths of power.
If you really stretch his
I think
scaling to Kage,
hold on.
who may be able to nuke sort of a solar system-sized realm, or if you think they're scratching out universes as some metas will imply, as there are some metas that think Kaguya's dimensions are actually universes in size.
He's posting all my arguments! He's using my arguments! You motherfuckers see this?
Which is sort of implied and supported by the video
God
games,
damn,
but
chat's
I
going
personally
off.
don't
What's
really
up, chat?
go with that, but it is something people debate about.
130!
Even if Madara was somehow vaguely faster, Sukuna once again has a sure hit-fire domain expansion that will hit Madara with attacks before they even exist while he can survive, regenerate, and adapt infinitely.
That's if he gets his domain expansion up, though. If he gets his domain expansion up, then they'll hit before they even attacks. So, it's still a speed matter, because... And again, like, this depends on when Sukuna brings up... In fact, I'll say this, since Madara and Sukuna both like fucking around, they'll probably toy with each other first just to feel out how their power is. And then after they feel out their power, then they'll start using their big ass jutsu and shit. That's when the perfect Susanoo comes out. That's when the domain expansion comes out and shit. So, yeah, I mean, I do think that they both fuck around. So, it really depends on if he brings up the domain expansion. If he does it immediately, I don't know. It's just kind of hard to say because, like, Madara could actually murder blitz the fuck out of the Kage. He can. He did. He can blitz them. Like, the weakest form of Madara ever was beating the dog shit out of them and wasn't even trying. Like, he wasn't trying. If he wanted to, he could have blitzed them instantly and murdered them all. But he didn't because he wanted to play with them. And Sukuna likes to do similar shit. So, it's like, if Madara just decided, hey, let me blitz this motherfucker since you're relative in speed to the Kage, he could Tsukuyomi him. He could put him in the Tsukuyomi. He could put him in just any kind of Genjutsu like that, maybe. Maybe because Sukuna resisted Gojo's Limitless, he could resist the Tsukuyomi. He could get put in Izanami, potentially, since Madara read the Stone Tablet and knows about Izanagi and Izanami. Madara might be able to sacrifice one of his eyes. He wouldn't do that in character, but if he did, he could. Madara might be able to just blitz him with a Susanoo and completely destroy his body in that time frame. I don't know. I don't know the extent of Sukuna's regeneration, so it really just depends on that. So, $10 from Gaara, or from Ares Uzumaki. Gaara has Sealing Jutsu. Yeah, I know Gaara has Sealing Jutsu. I mentioned that earlier, like that could potentially be a win con as well. The problem with Gaara's Sealing Jutsu is just that if someone's too strong, you can break out of it. So it's like we never really see it affect anyone other than like Biju level characters, and Sukuna is like using the planetary arguments would be way stronger than that. So you could probably break out of Gaara's Sealing. $2, appreciate the $10, Aries. $2 from Chronicler. Can't Madara just put his ass to sleep with the Genjutsu? It depends, because Sukuna did resist Gojo's Limitless, which like floods your mind with like infinite information. So he might just have the mind tax resistance to be able to resist that. Sukuna can't survive getting his head destroyed. Yeah, I mean, that's like the argument, right? Like, can he regenerate from getting his entire body destroyed? Because the Susanoo might be able to just like completely like obliterate his body, like make him explode if he like crushes him under his hand, like Sasuke did to Danzo or something like that. And I definitely think Madara's got the speed to do something like that. So yeah, Sukuna isn't Majin Buu in terms of regeneration as of right now. He's an incarnated body. So if I'm correct, if Sukuna's body got destroyed, then Sukuna should be down for good. Yeah. So yeah, I could see Madara just fucking walking up to him and just obliterating his body. Also with the Limbo clones, like I don't even think Sukuna would be able to sense the Limbo clones, because not even Sensory Ninja in Naruto can. So you'd probably get snuck up by those and they could like fucking chop him to pieces or some shit like that. It's just a tough fight for Sukuna,
almost
really.
any attack Madara can realistically launch. The only things that really threaten him are Genjutsu and the infinite Tsukuyomi. However, one issue is that Sukuna may possibly...
This really depends on the regeneration. I'd have to see some of the regen feats. $5 from Chronicler. Nah, Gojo's domain puts 6 months of info in 0.2 seconds. It isn't infinite info all at once. So you're saying it's like, it's never-ending information, but you don't get it all at one moment. That kind of makes sense, yeah. So maybe the Tsukuyomi would work then, if that's the case. Appreciate the $5, bro. Well, the game with Genjutsu feels a bit weirder if we're talking about Tsukuyomi because of the full control the caster has over the world in question. I mean, Gojo does too, so it's just, he basically puts you in a Tsukuyomi when you go into his Limitless. I don't know why this guy does not mention Limpos. Yeah. Gojo can control the amount. He can make it infinite or 0.2, etc. Ah, okay, that makes sense.
be able to transfer mind hacks or a Genjutsu to his host body, such as when Gojo launches Infinite Void, and he transfers just all the damage and information to Megami instead. Infinite Void being a series of infinite sets of infinite information.
Which one? I'm really bad with names. I would know. I would know it if I saw the face. Who's Megami? Oh, he did that so he didn't kill all the humans. Yeah, I remember that situation because I remember in the Jogo encounter, when Gojo put him in the Limitless, Jogo actually just straight up states that he was feeling like infinite information in his mind at once. Like he was just seeing infinite information because he was staring into the void. He also straight up summoned Mahoraga. Yeah, the Mahoraga, if he truly has the powers of the Mahoraga, he might be able to resist getting cut to pieces, because that's the same shit that, like, I don't know how the Mahoraga's hacks play into, like, Sukuna. I know he has it absorbed, so, like, if he has the Mahoraga's regeneration level, does that mean that he would be able to resist? Because, like, the Mahoraga got completely cleaved into was getting cleaved, like, a fucking ludicrous amount of times in his fight with Sukuna, with, like, reality warping attacks, and he was still regenerating. Alright, hold on, let's continue.
Of everything inside of reality being shoved and flashbanged into your brain. However, the infinite Tsukuyomi is also pretty impressive, as it's the expanded version of the Tsukuyomi, which too can manipulate the time, space, and all things beyond light speed within your psyche until you live out your entire life in an instant and die, but stretch to everyone on the planet. So it's debatable if Sukuna actually has resistance to something of that level, but that gets into Ten Tails Madara territory. We're still talking about normal Madara. Normal Madara doesn't possess that, and in all honesty, struggles to find a win condition. While Sukuna infinitely adapts and hits Madara no matter where he is at all times around him, if his space-time ignoring infinite range cleave even has a speed that Madara can react to begin with, so not only does Sukuna...
I think that would work on a live Madara if he gets it off. It just depends on, like, if... I'm not for sure how good the Mahoraga's regen is. Like I said, I keep mentioning that because it's a pretty important point. If he can resist having his entire body destroyed, yeah, I agree. Like, a live Madara doesn't really have a way to put him down. Just because he can resist Genjutsu, he can resist maybe the Izanami. Like, he could potentially use that to, like, seal him in Fate. Like, seal him in a Fate loop. But Madara never does that in character, so even then, that's kind of a stretch. I doubt Madara would want to sacrifice one of his eyes. But yeah, that's a potential win con. But yeah, besides that, I could see the argument for why Sukuna could win against, like, the weaker variations of Madara. He would get speed blitzed. Like, he is just actually slower than Madara. And so that gives Madara a lot of wiggle room. It really depends on, like, if you think the Tsukuyomi would work or not.
Sukuna have the tools to hit Madara, he has the tools to damage and one-shot Madara, and he has the tools to survive and adapt to attacks from Madara. All in all, it's probably a Sukuna win. But if Madara does absorb the Ten Tails, then he gets other options such as aforementioned Infinite Tsukuyomi, and more scaling to Kage.
Yeah, the Infinite Tsukuyomi would 100% work.
Kage and her possible solar system level through universal attack potency, depending on you ask. Some
Sukuna
people
probably
just
try
say
to
that
cut
she's
down the
large
tree or something like
Planetary for
Naruto
doing
did.
that, making him stronger with a lot of time hacks, immortality that can survive Sukuna chopping him with domain, and a plethora of sealing jutsu that he would outscale Sukuna with and should be able to axe him off with. He also has truth-seeking orbs, which could potentially erase Sukuna from existence entirely, including your soul. And if you're not giving Sukuna that infinite speed, Madara at their
Look at this, boys.
including
For the
your
people
soul.
that think Minato is on the level of Ten Tails Madara, what the fuck is happening here then? Huh? Blitzing an instantaneous character with... Yeah, look at that. Taking off his fucking arm. 7th gate guy's faster than Minato, buddy.
If you're not giving Sukuna that infinite speed, Madara at this point is just getting multiple times faster and just getting buffed over and over again, and the speed gap only increases between them. Sukuna, unlike most characters, can actually regenerate his soul, though, as stated as a counter to Mahito, who could manipulate and destroy souls. So Madara would have to absolutely obliterate Sukuna in one swipe with his truth-seeking orbs, or turbo Genjutsu him and seal him before Sukuna adapts infinitely with Mahoraga, and just eventually wins with his sure hit attack spam and infinite range net attacks that would erase Madara from existence, that are even more efficient at damage than probably Kamui, that can rip Kage into pieces, who's even stronger than Madara.
That wouldn't put Madara down, though. Madara would just regenerate if that happened to him. So it's like, at that point, it just becomes a game of when does Madara get up the Infinite Tsukuyomi. And at that point, if he gets it up and he's, like, still fighting with Sukuna, the Infinite Tsukuyomi would just work on him. He could have his Limbo clones, like, hold Sukuna and shit. And there's no proof that, like, he could cut into another universe to attack these limbos either. So he could literally like have the limbo clones like grab his fucking arms and legs and his dick and then just fucking summon the infinite Tsukuyomi tree and then cast infinite Tsukuyomi on him and just put him down. So
There's some universal argument
yeah, I think Ten Tails Madara 100% body Sukuna. It's not even close.
for JJK as well. It's not one side with only Naruto, especially with that Gojo and creating an infinite point sphere gang, as well as Sukuna possibly, and a lot of people will even say this, making a universal sized or ranged cleave attack that can't be avoided depending on how you interpret it's described.
Adding on to Mahoraga, I really want you guys to understand just how much of a monster this thing is. The Zenin clan has been around since
It's just got raging.
the golden age of Jujutsu. For 1,000 years, not a single person in their entire clan, the hundreds, probably thousands of sorcerers that have come and gone, have never once been able to tame him, to defeat him in a fight. For a comparison, you could look at Mahoraga through the same lens as the Nine Tails, with it just being this unstoppable force that required basically the absolute strongest to contest. Mahoraga is such an absolute menace.
Sukuna does not have inaccessible speed, by the way. I just remembered that argument.
That even Gojo recognized that it had the potential to kill him, with examples of previous Six Eyes and Limitless users being killed by Mahoraga. And in the battle against Gojo, we see Sukuna use the full capabilities of Mahoraga to completely adapt to almost all of Gojo's powers, which are literally manipulating space and time to an infinite degree, rendering him unable to do anything outside of a super risky attack. Even when a girl makes a ball with infinite pressure and points on it, he just punches through it while hardly looking and smashes it in one punch, just kind of taps it. Even if you wanted to say that someone was strong enough to insta-kill Mahoraga, since it is definitely weaker than Sukuna, surprisingly enough, we've actually seen Sukuna be able to be taking on the properties of Mahoraga in exchange for him taking the attacks instead of Mahoraga.
This is what I wanted to see. Like, can Sukuna use the Mahoraga's regen to its fullest extent? Because if he
on the
can,
properties of Mahoraga,
then he could potentially regenerate from a lot of Madara's attacks, his physical attacks at least. And I know the Hollow Purple like attacks on a reality warping level too, so it might be able to resist the Truth Seeking Orbs too. But I still think the Infinite Tsukuyomi would one-shot, and also Limbo clones would be so much of a problem for Sukuna since he can't see them, bro. The Limbo clones would be beating the fuck out of him invisibly. Like, they would literally just be ripping his dick off constantly and doing everything to him horribly. So I really feel like he would struggle. And I don't know if the Mahoraga could adapt to something like that. Like, it's not just like adapting to an infinite void. You're adapting to something outside of the infinite universe. Like, you would have to adapt to something in another universe. And that just might not happen. And there's no proof he could adapt to something like that. So, yeah, at least not right now. So I think as it goes, Limbo clones basically body the shit out of Sukuna, and Infinite Tsukuyomi would just Genjutsu him, and he wouldn't be able to break out.
in exchange for him taking the attacks instead of Mahoraga, he's able to take on the resulting adaptation, and what makes it even more absurd
I think Yin Yang release is greater than Hollow Purple, to be honest, so in my opinion,
would just flow
TSO
down
would
to the
still
rest
scale
of the
higher,
10
potentially,
shadows,
yeah.
essentially meaning that you'd have to beat
The Sword of Nunaboku is, like, considered better than a regular Truth-Seeking Orb as well, so that might be something to consider.
Mahoraga 10
And
times,
that's not even, like, the
with
strongest.
each time getting continuously stronger and continuously and infinitely adapting to your attacks on some Superman vs. Doomsday type of battle. Note that Sukuna...
That's fantastic and all, but being able to harm Madara is not going to beat him here, because Sasuke cut him in half and he just regenerated. So,
being is a soul attached to a vessel, which is basically the same thing as an Edo Tensei. Funnily enough, to a vessel, which is basically the that Sukuna's being is a soul attached to a vessel, which is basically the same thing as an Edo Tensei.
wish I could see that scan.
His
It's
being is
blurry.
a soul attached to a vessel.
Okay. It's so blurry. Raomi Sukuna forearms faces is a demon of legend. The truth was he was actually a human who existed but was over 1,000 years old. In the golden age of Jujutsu, so sorcerers who sharpened their skills against him but ultimately were defeated. With the title, Raomi Sukuna would traverse across
Which is basically
I can't read what that says. Blurry ass scan. It says the traverse the ages after his death as a cursed object. We Jujutsu sorcerers wouldn't even be able to destroy his remains preserved in their own grand wax, I think is what that says. So they're comparing this to like Edo Tensei's. So I'm pretty sure I'm already knowing what the argument's going to bring is. The Edo Tensei's were unaffected by the infinite Tsukuyomi, so they're trying to say that like Sukuna is similar to an Edo Tensei, therefore he would be able to resist the infinite Tsukuyomi. I don't know if this proves that. It's just calling him a cursed object, basically. And a cursed object,
Tensei.
I don't know if that necessarily means anything.
The Edo Tenseis are completely immune to the infinite Tsukuyomi. So if you consider Sukuna a similar undead to the Edo Tenseis, you're probably able to say that he would resist Madara's infinite Tsukuyomi as well. So at that point, if none of Madara's physical attacks can work and his mind attacks is pointless, the only win condition he has left is the truth-seeking orb. The reason you could say this is Sukuna became a cursed object after his death and didn't fully incarnate into anyone until after he killed Satoru Gojo.
Well, that means he is somebody now. So current Sukuna would definitely get bodied by this Tsukuyomi. I'm not for sure if this is something that just applies to all undead or if it's something specific to the Edo Tenseis.
Actually, a living creature until he fully incarnates. Additionally, Sukuna being a human is left...
That's a specialized blade for cursed spirits, the sword of extermination. It's enveloped in positive energy, similar to reverse energy. If I was his cursed spirit, I'd be a goner. Yeah.
Generally vague, and while I agree that he is a human myself, it's fair to say that he's actually a curse and may just be
Yeah, I've seen this argument before. Some people argue he's a curse. Some people argue he's not a curse. He's a human. I'm on the stance that he's a human because of this statement right here. If I was a cursed spirit, I'd be goner. He's literally stating he's not a cursed spirit. Because he's basically saying, because cursed spirits thrive off of negative energy. So, or basically negative energy. He's saying that the Mahoraga's attack that he used on him was enveloped in positive energy, similar to reverse cursed energy, which is what they use to kill cursed spirits. And it didn't work on Sukuna. And he's saying that he's not a cursed spirit. So I don't actually think he's a cursed spirit. So... yeah, I think that the infinite Tsukuyomi would still probably work then. He's a human that's become so evil, people perceive him as a curse, but he's genetically a human. Yeah, so I don't think he's, like, undead or anything. I know there's some people that argue he's a cursed spirit, but I posted this on Twitter, actually, a while ago. I don't think he is.
He is a human myself. It's fair to say that he's actually a curse and may just be unaffected by the Tsukuyomi due to that alone. However, this is extremely contentious. Obviously, the infinite Tsukuyomi is a planet-conquering genjutsu used to sap and control life on a planet to form chakra fruits to evolve Kage's clan. Due to this, it doesn't target Edo Tensei due to them being souls possessing a dead vessel. So you could argue that Megami Sukuna is a bit different and could be targeted. It should also be noted that if for whatever reason infinite Tsukuyomi didn't work, normal ocular genjutsu works on Edo Tensei's as well. But it really does get into the contentious territory, and also gets even into territory like, would Madara even launch the infinite Tsukuyomi against one guy?
Eventually he would, because if they're just fighting and they realize that their physical attacks aren't working, Madara's going to want to beat his ass in some way, right? So he's probably going to end up using the infinite Tsukuyomi.
It's kind of goofy, but not impossible. What do you guys think about it?
While I'll try to leave my opinion as ambiguous as possible, as my new method for making these types of videos is to be more educational than opinionated,
don't be a weenie.
I will leave you guys with this as my opinion. If you lowball Sukuna and JJK, you will have to put him up against the 5 Kage, and it may be a hard argument to win. If you midball him, you're going to have to fight him against Madara versus the War Arc before the 10 Tails.
I do think Sukuna can beat the 5 Kage just because they're not actually that strong. As much as cross-verse, they're not really that strong. They're really, like, inverse, they're strong for, like, the beginning of the War Arc. They're from the beginning of the War Arc back, they're strong. But just seeing how much, like, the War Arc develops and how much stronger characters we get later, in the grand scheme of things, they're not even that strong for the Naruto-verse. Like, they lose to the weakest form of Madara. They would lose to Rinnegan Obito. They would lose to Jubito. They would lose to the summoned 5 Hokage that came back with 4 Hokage actually. Hiruzen, Tobirama, Hashirama, and Minato. They would probably lose to them as well. So it's like they're really not even that strong, and even in the Naruto verse, and especially cross verse. Once you start switching them over, they're not that hacks. Inoki's pretty hacks. Like, he might be able to do something, but yeah, I do think that Sukuna has a good shot against him. But as for like Edo Tensei Madara, I don't know if he can put him down. Like, he'll just keep regenerating over and over and over. If it's a live Madara, he should be able to cut his head off. Just because Madara may not have a way of putting him down. It really just depends on if Sukuna has the Mahoraga's regen. Because if he doesn't, then Madara could just like straight up fucking blitz him and cut his head off in any version. Like, it solely depends on that regeneration argument. I would need to see some heavy regeneration argument. Otherwise, Madara's just blitzing and one-shotting with his Susanoo sword, or even his fucking hands. He just rip his fucking head off or something like that. Limbo clones, anything like that. Trutsuki orbs. He could drain all of his cursed energy away, like he sucked away all of Hashirama's chakra. Planetary Hashirama, by the way. So, and also Madara scales to the Nine Tails with his perfect Susanoo, which, the Nine Tails is planetary too, so even if we give the planetary arguments to them, it's no better than what Madara is. So Madara should still just scale in AP. So, yeah, I do think Madara could win if the regeneration's not there. If we give him this, like, godly regen where he's, like, able to regenerate from all these physical attacks like the Mahoraga did, then we'll have to go up to Ten Tails Madara to put him down. I'm not saying that he would beat Madara, like, especially like Edo Tensei Madara, because he wouldn't have a way of putting him down, I don't think, as far as I'm aware. Like, they would just kind of infinitely stalemate, because neither one of them can get past each other's regen. A live Madara, he would eventually get his cleave attack off and kill him. And then Ten Tails Madara, this is assuming he has the regen, by the way. And then Ten Tails Madara could just beat him with the infinite Tsukuyomi. So, that's how I think the fight goes, at least. Also, Noodles, did you and Swag already debate and it's being edited, or is it going to be a live stream? It's going to be a live stream. So everybody in chat, January 13th, I will be live streaming my debate with Swag on Itachi versus Pain. So get fucking hyped for that shit. I'm putting in the work. I'm coming, boys. I'm putting in the work to get that shit prepped up. January 13th. Yeah, it's Saturday, January 13th. I'll let you guys know the time closer to the date. I'm not for sure the time of the stream yet. But hit the notification bell if you don't have subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't yet. That way you make sure you get notified when the stream does pop up. So yeah, for anybody that didn't know, I'm going to be debating Swag Kage again, January 13th. Saturday, January 13th. Turn on them notifications, boys. I'm going live. And to put it to you this way, I'm not going to be able to read chat during the stream because I'm going to be debating, but all the donations that get donated, I'll make sure to read them at the end for you guys. That way no one's donations get left out. Itachi Tsukuyomi GG. Maybe it might be the case. Didn't you lose on this topic to Shinra? Who the fuck is Shinra? And no, I've never lost this topic. W, no cheatery going on this time. Hopefully not. Nah, you couldn't pay me to watch Swag Kage? Aw, man.
And Madara is probably beating his ass. And if you highball him, then it's a pitch debate against Ten Tails Madara, and it can really go either way depending on who's arguing for it. But that's just my opinion. It really depends. Do you take those Kashimo lightspeed things so seriously? Do you take the prison box having no time so seriously? Do you take the black hole as so seriously? Some people will try to argue.
I don't like the black hole feat, really, to be honest. The time prison shit is retarded. It's not good. And the Kashimo one actually seems legit.
Function complete.
I'm fine with Sukuna being a planet buster. Like, I really don't care. It's not gonna bother me that much. Like, I mean, they're literally like showing the Earth here in his fingers and talking about it. So I'm fine if the black hole is planetary. Like, if that's the argument, it's okay. The only one I really disagree with is this time one. I don't think that inherently grants inaccessible speed or anything like that. $5 from Beef Jiggler. What the hell? Noodles, what flavor are you? I'm beef, baby. I'm beef. That's what you need to know. Yeah, I have Sick Itachi for those that want to know. I'm debating Swag Kage January 13th with Sick Itachi, and he has Pain. He's taking the 6 pads of Pain. And I'm going to bring the 6 pads of whoop ass down on him. Bye, have fun and stream frequently. Don't go cold for months. Yeah, I'm going to come back. I'm going to start streaming a lot more frequently. You guys caught me in a really busy part last year. Been super busy over the last year. Been doing a bunch of stuff, but I got a collab coming out with Clyde in like a week or two. That's hype as shit. I've already seen the editing for it, and it looks clean as fuck. So y'all get ready for that shit. I got a video in the wings. As soon as my debate with Swag's done, I'm uploading my Itachi video. So my Itachi video will be out after my Swag debate. So you guys are gonna be eating this month, son. We got the collab video coming out with a Bleach versus Naruto on Clyde's channel. We got the Swag Kage debate, and you get the fucking Itachi breakdown, the deadliest Uchiha, that motherfucker. You get a breakdown, a full-on power scale, including the novels, data books, and manga. Every single appearance. I'm covering everything in that shit. So, yeah, we're gonna go hard. Oh, boys. Is there an animation with the Clyde video? No, there is not. The prison realm doesn't function in the way they represented Gojo moving in the prison realm. Could very easily just be a condition to contain a being as strong as Gojo. Yeah, it's like, again, like it just might be some weird properties of the dimension that allow him to move. It's not necessarily that he's moving through no time because of his speed. You know, that entirely depends on how they describe it. Like, there's instances where Flash does shit like that, and they specifically say, like, oh, he's running through time, or he's running in negative time, he's running in no time, you know, shit like that. And that does prove inaccessible and immeasurable speed in a lot of context. So, yeah. Oh boy, the Itachi curb stomps, the multiverse vid is coming. But yeah. Itachi had a higher Uchiha count than the Senju Wars could ever live up to. Facts. Can Naruto bypass infinity? Maybe with his truth-seeking orbs, yes, maybe. It depends on how you want to argue it, really. I think the truth-seeking orbs could probably do it. Guy literally said anyone can kill themselves to get out of a prison in the manga, if I recall correctly. Okay. I don't know what that proves, but okay. He was allowed to move to commit unalive. Oh, I understand. I see what you're saying, Chronicler. So, Noodles, where do you rate this video? It's not that bad. Like, I definitely need more context to judge it. Like, I would have to read JJK all the way through to really give clarification on whether or not I would agree. I would say this video is a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, somewhere in that range. I think it could have been a lot better if they would just include more of like particle style, talk more about that, if they talked about the limbo and did stuff like that. So, yeah. Tobirama was Itachi in spirit that night. Facts. Man, this Itachi versus Swag debate is... This Itachi versus Swag. This Itachi versus Pain debate is going to go off, boys. I hope every single one of you are in chat when we're debating. January 13th, Saturday. Saturday the 13th of this month. 10 days from now, we will be debating. Yeah, I feel like they intentionally ducked some of those topics. Yeah, particle style and limbo were the main things that were annoyed me he missed. Yeah, he only briefly talked about particle style. My friend got Kid Sasuke to large planet level. The black hole thing was shit too. That bogged the video down. 11 days, Noodles. No, it's 10 days. It's the nighttime right now, buddy Doomfist. You think Swag will duck? I hope not. He agreed to it. Don't jinx it. I hope not. I still can't understand how people think Pain can win. Me neither, bro. How do you get Kid Sasuke that height? What are you talking about? The black hole argument was hilarious. Felt my inner nerd go off for a second. Yeah, exactly. They were talking about the Schwartz radius wrong. It was the event horizon. They didn't know that, like they were arguing that it was a speed feat when it easily could have just been like a lifting strength feat, like resisting the gravitational pull could easily be a strength thing. That was Curse Valor that was arguing that shit. No, we can't have Swag ducking. Swag ain't Jay. Yeah, exactly. What's funny is that I was talking to Nye and some characters in part 1 movie resisted some black hole shit. That's hilarious. If Thunder God is as bad with Naruto as is with God of War, don't watch the video. Man, you shitting on Thunder God, bro? Listen, his last video I didn't care for that much, but I don't know. He's nice. I like him. The visual image of Kinjaku lifting a black hole to deadlift is funnier than it should be. Yeah, he was looking like he was about to take a shit, bro. Luffy versus Naruto. Who do you think wins? Naruto claps by KCM2 Sage Mode, I think. I think you can argue by KCM2 Sage Mode, he probably claps. He definitely claps by the time he gets Sage 6 Pads Mode, though. 100% destroys him. Not even a close debate. You getting jacked in preparation for the fight with Jay? Bro, he didn't even want to debate me. What makes you think he's going to want to physically fight me when he lives halfway across, or not halfway, when he lives across the country from me? I can already see that Swag's entire argument is going to roll around Itachi being sick. It probably will, yeah. The fact is, though, even sick Itachi is still a badass. Thoughts on low complex multi-Naruto? It's extremely solid. It's a very strong argument. Is Limbo enough to beat DMS Kakashi? Yeah, it probably is, just because it's just like a stylistic thing. Like, DMS Kakashi would Kamui Raikiri the fuck out of Madara, and he would Kamui Shuriken him and shit, and he would beat the shit out of him. But Madara might be able to reach, and maybe if he Kamui Shurikens his brain, though, he might just kill him right there. If Madara can regenerate his brain, which he might be able to, then I would say Madara wins. If he can't, Kakashi wins. Because if he can regenerate his fucking brain after that, Kakashi just won't have a way to put him down, and Limbo would probably work on him, or any kind of, like, truth-seeking orb ability, maybe. I don't know, though, because he has Sage 6-Path chakra. They might struggle to beat each other. Maybe he wears Kakashi down until he runs out of chakra and then beats him. Thoughts on Naruto versus Saitama? Naruto wins. Itachi was sandbagging so hard, Pain couldn't do anything about Orochimaru running away. Itachi eliminated him within milliseconds. Literally every time Itachi engages Orochimaru, bro, he just farts on him. Like, he'll just look at him and he'll just, like Orochimaru just, within the first couple sentences of every time Orochimaru talked to Itachi, he got bodied. Like, just, he'll, like, say two things to Itachi every single time and got bodied. Just Kamui snipes him as a whole and he's gone. Yeah, that's true. Do you think Ichigo beats Naruto? I can't say, to be honest. I can't say. Wait, isn't Saitama multi-galaxy level? How does he lose to Naruto? Naruto's universal, bro. And he has truth-seeking orbs. Itachi's on business, and he stands on business. Itachi's always going to be Orochimaru's biggest op, regardless of what Orochimaru does. Yeah, bro, it's just so bad. How, like, he literally gets fodderized every time he ever spoke to Itachi. It's so quick. And it's funny, too, because, like, Pain's, like, this Sannin-level fighter. And, like, you know, he like, there's that statement that, like, if Jiraiya knew Pain's secret, they couldn't have won. Like, if Jiraiya just went in there with, like, prep knowledge, he would have actually beaten Pain. But, like, when Orochimaru fights Itachi, he just gets farted on by blind, like, mid-heart attack Itachi. Like, he just gets farted on. It's horrible. Orochimaru talks, Itachi just blinks. It's literally like every time Orochimaru starts speaking to him, he just gets bitch slapped. He's like, I'm back, Itachi. I've waited you. Oh, the Totsuka blade. No. Like... Orochimaru put the fear in Hokage Naruto. That's just because he's creepy. The amount of people who would put Saitama at Universal with no evidence versus Naruto with evidence is wild to me. Yeah. Itachi never tries and still wins. Like, he was like he was about to die. Like, he was literally like a couple minutes away from dying. Like, he was that sick. He was blind. He just took a Kira into his face. And then, like, he just, like, looks at Orochimaru. He's like, You're fucking dead. Goodbye. Nah, Naruto said he was gonna use Sage Mode on him. On who? I don't even know what Naruto has to do with this conversation. I'm pretty sure Naruto is solar system level. No. No, he's not. Go watch my multiverse and Naruto video, buddy. It's kind of peak, though. The first time Itachi just put him in a Genjutsu before Orochimaru actually insinuated the fight. Badass, but he got hoed. Yeah, I mean, he's literally just Orochimaru's daddy, bro. Like, every time Orochimaru tries to say some shit to Itachi, he just gets slammed. Orochimaru thought he could flex in front of Itachi. Biggest mistake of his life. Facts. Alright, boys. I suppose that's a good end to the video. We can finish it off real quick.
Same thing people used to say when Goku and Base during the Tournament of Power was fighting a heart-shaped black hole. And they'd say, it can't be a black hole, it's in the shape of a heart, right? So it depends. How much intent do you think is being used? And what do you apply to these characters? Do you think that Sukuna's strongest attack can cut a universal distance or has an infinite range, has instant speed? What do you apply to these characters? And that's really important.
That's an interesting point. Can't Madara just use the human path to rip Sukuna's soul out of his body? Yeah, I think he could. Why not?
Important. But other than that, that's all there is to say.
Madara might just win, man.
Okay. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time.
Well, you drop a point because of the black hole argument, maybe even 2 points because of the black hole argument, and you drop another point because of the inaccessible speed argument. Besides that, it wasn't that bad. I'd give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. Maybe an 8 out of 10 if I'm being generous. Peep DM. Alright, I'll peep your fucking DMs, buddy. Alright, everybody. I'm glad you all turned up for the stream. We'll stream again this weekend or something in preparation for the swag debate. We'll stream this weekend. Might even have my buddy Naya on, but either way, we'll stream again this weekend. Probably around either Saturday or Sunday, so get ready for that. We'll find another video. Well, if Seth is making content again, I hope that, well, shit's changed since we last saw him, that he's better. We'll see. I mean, to put it to you this way, like, at the end of the day, content and entertainment is my sole purpose on this channel. So, I had people telling me, no, don't react to Seth's content. Don't do that. I'm like, he's going to get views anyway. Like, if you look at his channel, he's getting, like, hundreds of thousands of views. There's nothing I can do to stop that. So why not just cash in? You know what I mean? Like, why not just go ahead and, like, react to his content and produce an entertaining stream for you guys? Like, lately, content has been dry as fuck. Swag has not been uploading. None of the Naruto YouTubers that really make interesting content have been uploading. So it's like, why wouldn't I react to his content? You know what I mean? It's not even, you know, it's whatever. I'm over that drama anyway. It doesn't even bother me anymore. So, upload them, bruh. I gotta wait for this swag debate, son. And by the way, I'm about to proof check me and Clyde's fucking collab here in just a minute. Noodles got to get that grind from his ops. Facts, bro. Appreciate y'all for turning up. This fucking chat was crazy. You guys remember when I don't know if you guys saw the Jay the Great stream the other day, but that fucking dumbass Vitamin Man was saying I only get 10 viewers in here and 20 viewers. What the fuck is he talking about? We had 140 people in here at one point. 10 viewers, my ass. When is the next stream though? This weekend. We'll shoot for Sunday. Sundays we'll do another stream Sunday. Y'all send me videos on my Twitter or on my Discord or even on my community post for next video y'all want me to react to. I'll react to whatever. Have a good night, Noodles. You too, Jared Bowen. Appreciate y'all. Never below 90. Most of the time I do hit like these high 80s, 90, like, well, I've hit over 100 tons of times. Vitamin Noodles, 100,000 win. Man, I don't know. Who's your T3 Naruto, top 3 Naruto characters right quick? Oh, can I exclude Naruto just so I'm not boring? I'll exclude Naruto. Fuck, bro. Kakashi? Put Kakashi in that list. We gotta go with the sexy haired, white haired sensei himself. We'll go Kakashi. Madara. Madara is the fucking big dick villain Chad, man. Itachi. That's it. That's my list. Kakashi, Madara, and Itachi. There we go. I know I got 2 Uchihas in there, but deal with it. Itachi's too good, man. I love Itachi. No, it's not Tobirama either. Tobirama might be in the top 10, though. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do a ranking video on my favorite Naruto characters. I'm not for sure, though. Uchiha Glazing. A godlike list. Tobirama might be in the top 5, but even then, it's a struggle. I like Tobirama a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's a fucking Chad. But there's some other characters I really, really like. I'm going Itachi number 1, 2 Kakashi, then 3 Killer Bee. I love Killer Bee as well. Gonna be listening to this when I'm asleep again. Do it, bro. Shikamaru, Kakashi, and Jiraiya. Guy, Gaara, Kaguya. I like Guy a lot too. Guy's awesome. Obviously not including Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, Naruto and Sasuke are obviously some of the best characters writing-wise in the series. Sasuke, Kakashi, Hinata. Hinata, interesting. Personally, for me, if I'm going off pure character, I enjoyed Might Guy, Killer Bee, and Itachi Uchiha. Awesome, bro. Jiraiya number 1. I like Jiraiya a lot, even though he is a bit of a... Not even gonna say it. Number 1, Mu. 2, Obito. 3, Tobirama. 4, Guy. 5, Madara. You, sir, have a very unique list. Madara, Itachi, Pain. That's a good list, too. I really like Pain, by the way. I know people don't think I don't, but it's just because they overrate his power scaling. Him as a character, I like his character a lot. I mean, he's really cool. He has one of the best arcs in the series. I really like Pain. It's just, he's not as strong as people make him out to be. For me, it's Tobirama, Guy, and Obito. Yeah. I wonder if one of these 90 viewers is swag. I'm looking at you through the orb, swag. You're looking at me through your orb, and I'm looking back. I see you, swag Kage. Hiding in the chat. I like Pain and would toss out Gar for him, but nah. Pain is the best villain in the series, in my opinion. I like Madara better, but yeah. I also like Kaguya a lot, too, surprisingly. People get so surprised when I say I like Kaguya, but Kaguya is a great character. Darui, Kurama, Kakashi in no order. Ninetales is awesome, too, man. Ninetales is up there. He's got some aura! Aura! Nah, here's my real character list. My list goes Madara Limbo Clone number 1, Madara Limbo Clone number 2. Shut up. Madara Minato Hiruzen. Get that fucking Minato garbage out of here. He's shit in power scaling and character. He's just a nice motherfucker with blonde hair and a cape. That's all he is. He's not impressive. He fucking gets hurt by splinters. That's all I need to know. Dude thinks he's Saruman. What are you talking about? Lord of the Rings, bro? What the fuck? Yeah, I know nobody expect Mu because of how little screen time he has, but I really like his aesthetic and arsenal. Really underrated background character. Yeah, he's cool. It's a cool cape. You really hate Minato that bad? It's because he's a dog. He's a dog shit character. Can someone name me a trait of Minato that's interesting? Like just one trait? And don't say he saved the village. He had to run on side order. Don't say that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He fucking died to a splinter. That's all, or a fucking fingernail of the Ninetales. He's a pussy. Pain challenged his worldview and morals and left him speechless, and after it changed his viewpoint forever. Facts. People say Minato has drip. I'm like, dude, just wearing a Jonin uniform with a cape with flames on it. How's that drip? Tobirama looks cooler than Minato. He's got that samurai armor and shit. Hashirama looks pretty cool too. Madara, Hashirama, and Tobirama all got cooler. So, talented and humble. Oh, he's humble. He's so talented, bro. He's so talented that he got hurt by a fucking piece of wood from a 13-year-old. A paper bomb. He's humble. Bitch needs to be fucking humble. He got hurt by a splinter. He got to pipe Kushina. That's a W trait in life if I've ever seen one. Alright, he might have got me there. That's not his trait, though. He's just lucky. Casey and Minato's drip is fire, not gonna lie. His hair is cool. Shut the fuck up. I hate these people. They're all like, oh, he's got a cool cape, bro. Like, okay. He's got cool hair. Like, okay, I don't give a shit. He negs Bardock. Why the fuck is he fighting Bardock? Bardock might body the fuck out of Minato. Mad hate, bro, you good? What are you talking about? He's just clearly not impressive as a character or as a fucking Hokage. He has cool Jutsu Rasengan. Yeah, they fucking gave him the same fucking little blue ball that they gave Naruto for the whole series. So cool, bro. A is the coolest speedster in the series. It's between him and Tobirama. A might have more aura, though. When fucking the Raikage pulls up to Sasuke, bro, it was so Chad. Minato is the drippiest character in Naruto, especially when he's splintered up like a porcupine. He has no drip. He's just wearing a fucking cape. Honestly, he has badass design kunai. He just has those, like, swords that Elektra uses from Marvel. You guys know what Elektra uses? Elektra Marvel. It just kind of reminds me of, like, Elektra swords. Let me see if I can get a non-blurry panel. You see your swords? They kind of look like Minato's kunai a little bit. You do make it seem like Minato kind of whack low-key. He is, bro. Like, his character is being nice, humble, and giving jutsu goofy names and being a good dad. That's his whole character. Like, he doesn't have any development. He doesn't have any, like, crazy flaws. He's kind of just like this white bread perfect dude who's not even really that strong. He's hyped up a lot. And then he underperforms when he's actually needing to be good. Like, in almost every time we saw him fight, like, he fought the Ninetales and 13-year-old Obito. He beat 13-year-old Obito, but he's fucking 13. And then he fights the Ninetales, and he has to kill himself, and his wife dies, too. Bro was a dad for 10 minutes? Yeah, exactly. If Minato is bald, he might have drip. Ichigo versus Naruto. Who do you think wins? I think Ichigo is Universal Plus. I can't say, bro. I can't say. 13-year-old Obito is boundless. I know. He's fucking boundless, bro. You underestimate how strong 14-year-old Obito was. No, I don't underestimate how strong he is. He lost to a regular, or like a big ball Rasengan, and he has Kamui, and he's relative to Minato. That's it. That's his scaling. That's the end of it. Rah, Noodles! Clyde, are we ready? Are we ready to go proofread? Or proof check, I mean? You ready for me? I want to get milk after life. Yes. It's kind of 9 o'clock though, bro. I ain't got to spend any time with my fiance yet, bro. You might need to let me get some time, bro. Asuma has better AP than that. 14-year-old Obito's only durability feat is destroying his arm on a fucking boulder. How contentious is Hokage Minato versus Shibai, guys? Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it right now before I call the police! Mrs. Noodles? Yes. The fuck is a Shibai? Asuma and Hidan are KCM 1 speed. Bro controlled the Ninetales effortlessly, something most Uchiha couldn't even do. He had to fucking sacrifice himself to do that, though. Like, that's his best ability. I agree. It's 100% his coolest and best ability, but he fucking dies! He has to die to use it. That's it, bro. It's like Dater is C0. Dater literally, like, basically rage quit against Sasuke. That's what happened. He rage quit, bro. Minato's god tier because he fought 14-year-old Obito for 5 minutes and then he dies. And then he gets revived in the war arc with the biggest ass pull Ninetales amp ever and still gets beat the fuck up. Noodles, I'm gonna be real with you. I forgot Data was a character until you mentioned him, lol. No point winning if you're dead. Minato's best ability is the same thing every Hokage knows how to do. Bro, Tobirama can use the Reaper, Hashirama can. Fucking Hiruzen literally used it against Orochimaru. It's not even unique to Minato. Damn. All right, boys, I got to get out of here. So I'll see y'all later. Appreciate everybody for turning up to the stream, though. Appreciate all the donations I got. Remember, last thing, January 13th, Saturday the 13th, this month, I will be debating swag live on stream. I need you guys to all turn up and be there. Subscribe and put on notifications right fucking now. I need you all to put that on. That way you can be there when I turn up. Like, I'm going to announce the time frame beforehand on my Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. But if you guys miss all that, have that little bell click. That way you can come on. I'm not convinced Swag won't back out yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I don't know what the possibility... Like, what are the odds on him pulling out? Is it a plus 300? Plus 400? Do the thug shake, Noodles. I would, but I'm not on cam. All right, boys. I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Good stream.